29 years ago, when I was a student at Montevallo, James Hatcher hired me to work for Birmingham Summerfest. That was my first involvement with what is now RMTC.
So I auditioned for it right after my senior year in high school, and I was cast in the ensemble.
I was dancing with the Briarwood Ballet at the time, and they told us that Summerfest was doing a summer workshop. I had not done theater ever before, and I raised my hand, and she looked at me and went, "You?" And from that moment on, I was like, I'm gonna do this.
It started with Red Mountain when I graduated from college in 2006. They gave me my first professional job. I was a tree in The Wizard of Oz.
My involvement with Red Mountain started as a director with seeing that Next to Normal was being produced, and that was at the time the show I wanted to direct the most.
I became engaged with Red Mountain through a friend of mine. We did The Color Purple together in Tuscaloosa, and she told me, she knew that I lived in Birmingham, and she was like, "Hey, I'm auditioning for The Color Purple in Birmingham, you should come with me."
I was 15 when I was accepted into the American Ballet Academy for the summer in New York City, and I still wasn't feeling very pulled towards musical theater at all. So I did a few acting workshops and started going to a couple of auditions and started pursuing it. I got back home, started 10th grade, and then got a call that they wanted me for a tour of The Wizard of Oz. That turned into the first National Tour Parade and then The Sound of Music, and it was a really good time up until September 11th, and then that seemed to change my story a good bit. I lasted about a month later, and my dad came and packed me up in one night, and we drove all the way home.
I think in a nutshell, I love experiencing projects with new people, people that bring different talents to the table. That's always fascinating to me, and what I love about my job is sort of putting that puzzle together.
In terms of Red Mountain, I've just always been a big fan of Red Mountain's work as an audience member, and I think as I've gotten to know the company better in the last few years and work with the artists, really we've gotten connect to the mission.
Red Mountain means to me an opportunity to do things with excellence.
Theater, you get the direction and the director will help you, but once it starts and you start that train, it's on you, And I love that. I love the feed off the audience. I love how you can affect the audience. In live theater, you can see it, you can feel it, you can hear it.
They are the reason we do it. I could tell a story at home and no one's listening, but when I get to tell it on stage and everyone out there sees it, somebody's life changes.
I think theater always has the power to do something, that really transcends our everyday, but I don't think that's the norm.
Getting to fly over the audience on opening night in Mary Poppins and looking down, and it'll make me cry because I'll never forget it, seeing my kids. That, for some reason, is just one of the most precious moments I've had. They even saw something different that day. And I think that was just a continuous moment for me each night to get to experience, children looking up and experiencing something so magical.
I love learning my lines and the blocking and seeing it all come together and having people come to the shows and then say, "Oh my gosh, you made me cry." The fact that it moved you to the point of tears means something to me. It means that I've done my job right.
I'm going to do this. I don't see retirement anytime soon. I would love for this to be my last job. Unfortunately, in the world of what it is, with age and memory, I'm not as sharp as I used to be. And I make sure that I have younger people that are like I was 20 years ago to help me do it. I was trained by a lot of stage managers that were now the age I'm approaching. I think it's something I can do for the rest of my life, and I'd love to do it here.
I want the work that I do and the stories that I get to tell to make a difference and impact someone's life.